Now we have finished up with the 2 chapters. Now I am taking up the 3rd chapter of your first term course, that is the light energy. 5th chapter, light energy. Now what is light? Light is that energy which causes us the sensation of vision. With the help of light we are able to see, and it helps us to view the objects. We are able to see also with the help of light, and we are able to see the objects with the help of light. There are some sources of light, some sources which do not produce their own light, and some sources are there which have their own light. Some objects which produce light of their own are called the luminous objects. As for example, sun has its own light, candle, firefly. So these are some of the examples of the luminous objects which have the light of their own. But there are some objects which do not have the light of their own, but they reflect the light of the luminous objects, and such objects are known as the non-luminous objects. As for example, moon, mirror, walls, etc. So you should know the difference between the luminous objects and the non-luminous objects with the help of example. Now in this chapter we are going to first study about the refraction of light. What do you mean by refraction of light? Now when the light enters from one transparent medium, what is a transparent medium? Which allows a light to pass through it. As for example, glass, water, wall, wood, chair. They are not transparent. They are opaque objects. So when light travels from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, which is of a different density, as we have read in the previous chapter also, that the 3 states of matter, solid, liquid and gases, all have got different densities. Which is of a different density, then the light is going to bend from its original path. Though you must have studied in the previous class that light always travels in a straight path. But if it is in the same medium, it is going to travel in a straight path. But if it is going to travel from one medium to another medium, then it is going to bend from its original path. And where will the bending take place? It will take place at the surface of the separation of the 2 media. So this phenomena of bending of light, we call it as refraction. Now we are going to study some terms related to refraction. Now see this diagram. In this diagram, XY is the separation of the XY line which has been drawn is the separation of the 2 media. Above XY you have the air as a medium, and below XY you have got glass, suppose, as the denser medium. What is the rarer medium, what is the denser medium, that I will tell you later on. But above XY you have the air, below XY you have glass. And this light ray, which is marked with an arrow and of red color, and it is written as AO, this is the incident ray which is striking this surface XY. It is coming in air in a straight path, but as soon as it comes at the point O, it touches the surface XY at point O. That is the surface of separation. So at point O, it will not now follow the straight path as shown with dotted lines, but it is going to bend it as it is traveling from one transparent medium to another. So bending is going to take place at O, and this point O we call it as the point of incidence. And you see the light ray has bent, and this light ray shown by red color, and this arrow shows you the direction of the how the light is traveling. This OB is called the refracted ray. What is the incident ray? Which strikes at the surface of the separation of medium, and the light ray which enters into the second medium, we call it as the refracted ray, and bending takes place at the point of incidence. What is this Mn? You see a vertical line drawn perpendicular to xy. This vertical line Mn is called the normal, and normal means which makes an angle of 90 degree with xy, or in other words you can say Mn and xy are perpendicular to each other, and this normal has been drawn at the point of incidence. So now you have come to know about the incident ray, refracted ray, point of incidence, normal. This perpendicular Mn is called the normal, which is drawn at the point of incidence. Now you see this small letter I. This is angle I, or in other words we call it as the angle of incidence. And what is angle of incidence? It is the angle between the incident ray and the normal. Angle which is formed between the incident ray and normal, we call it as the angle of incidence. Now you see this small letter R. This angle we call it as the angle of refraction. And what is angle of refraction? It is called angle of refraction. What is angle of refraction? It is the angle between the refracted ray and the normal. Now all these definitions are given in your book also. So the ray of light falling on the plane xy is called the incident ray, and the point O at which the incident ray enters the second medium is called the point of incidence. The ray OB, the incident ray now bends at the point of incidence. So the ray OB, which represents the path of light after bending, is called the refracted ray. An imaginary line Mn has been drawn perpendicular to the surface of refraction at the point of incidence is called normal. Angle between the incident ray and normal is called angle of incidence. An angle between the refracted ray and the normal is called angle of refraction. In your 7th class you must have studied about reflection. Now in the reflection, the light rays do not enter into the second medium because it strikes a opaque medium. It bounces back to the same medium, and in refraction the light ray enters into the second medium. In the case of reflection, angle of incidence and angle of reflection are equal, but angle of incidence and angle of refraction are never equal. Sometimes angle of incidence is greater than the angle of refraction. Sometimes it is smaller. That we are going to study about afterwards. Now why does the bending takes place? Why doesn't the light ray travels in a straight path? Why does the bending takes place? There is also a reason for it. Because the speed of light is different in different medium. And the speed of the light is fastest in air, then in liquid, and it is slowest in solids. Now refraction occurs. Refraction means bending. Why does the bending of light ray takes place? It because light travels through different media at different speeds. So as I told you, light travels the fastest in air, or you can say it in vacuum. And the speed of the light, and you have to learn this numerical value of speed of light also. It is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. This is the speed of light in air. And speed of the light in glass, as given in your book also. Speed of the light in glass, which is a solid, it is 2 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. So now, as the speed of light is different in different media, so, and when the light ray is going to travel from one medium to another, the bending is going to take place. So as I told you, I'll be telling you about the rarer medium and denser medium also in this figure. Now what is a rarer medium? The media in which light travels faster are called optically rarer medium, and those in which light travels slower are called optically denser medium, because you know that the density of glass is more than the density of air. So that is why it is called a denser medium, and air is called the rarer medium. So between air and water, air is optically rarer and water is optically denser. Whereas between water and glass, water is optically rarer and glass is optically denser. As you know, solids are more denser than liquids. So when light is going to enter an optically denser medium, its speed is going to slow down. The speed of the light will slow down. As the speed of this light is going to slow down, it is going to bend towards the normal. So when a ray of light is passing from the rarer medium to denser medium, the ray of light will bend towards the normal. And when the ray of light is going to pass from a denser medium to a rarer medium, it is going to bend. Now in this figure you see, this is the incident ray. Denser medium, light is traveling from the denser medium to the rarer medium. So when it is going to travel from the denser medium to rarer medium, the light ray will bend, move away from the normal. So as I told you, the angle of incidence and angle of refraction are never the same. So when the light is going to enter from the rarer medium to denser medium, in that case angle of incidence will be more than the angle of refraction. And when the light ray is going to travel from the denser medium to rarer medium, as from glass to air, the light ray is going to bend away from the normal. So in that case, angle of incidence will be smaller than the angle of refraction. Now, if any incident ray is normal to the incident ray is making an angle of 90 degree normal to the surface of the separation of medium, it is not going to deviate. It is going to pass in a straight line, because in that case there is no angle of incidence, is zero. So remember this, if the incident ray is perpendicular, is passing perpendicularly into the other medium, maybe from rarer to denser or from denser to rarer, it will not deviate from its path, means there will be no bending. It will pass straight. Now in your book I have seen that it is given figure 5.7, and underneath the figure it is written glass prism. Do the correction there. Figure 5.7, it is a glass slab, not the glass prism. So what I have said just now, so these are known as the rules of refraction. What is the first rule? A ray of light traveling obliquely from a rarer medium to denser medium bends towards the normal. It is must to right at the surface of separation of the two media. What is the second rule of refraction? Ray of light traveling obliquely from a denser medium. Obliquely means making some angle with the normal. The angle of incidence should be there. From a denser medium to a rarer medium bends away from the normal, as I have shown you in this figure 2. In such cases, the angle of refraction is more than the angle of incidence. That is the second rule. In the third figure I have told you, when a ray of light strikes the surface at the separation of the media at right angle, or if it is perpendicular, that is the incident ray strikes the surface normally, it travels along the same straight line path without any deviation. So this is what I have told you today regarding refraction. Tomorrow I'll just tell you about the refraction of light through a glass slab and a prism. So watch the video carefully and listen to it also.